Peace, family. My name is Vicki Dillard for African Diaspora News Channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're so pleased that you've joined us today. Would you be sure to give us a big thumbs up and share the broadcast? This helps us to spread our message. Thank you so very much. Family, I also want you to know that we have such exciting news here. We have our own app. Yes, you heard that right. African Diaspora News Channel. We have our own app. This will help us to expand and increase our voice. We'll have fewer interruptions and forms of restriction and so forth. So be sure to download it. Tell everybody you know about it. I think you're going to love it. Thank you so very much. Family, you all know that we have been certainly giving coverage to the immigration issue that's happening throughout the United States and the prioritization of both legal and illegal immigration through tangibles, financial, economic, housing benefits, vouchers, and so forth, jobs, all kinds of things that have been given to others in the country and not given to those of us who created and helped to build America. Now, this report just came out from Chicago City Wire that says reporters, Chicago mayor has been hospitalized for panic attacks. Family, listen to what it says here. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is, quote, stressed out and has been admitted to the hospital for panic attacks. This, according to veteran Chicago journalist John Cost and Anita Padilla, who discussed Johnson's panic attacks on an episode of WGN AM Chicago Way podcast. Listen to this quote from them. The mayor's panic attacks. Can we talk about that, Cost said? No amount of antidepressants can cure him of Chicago's illegal alien problem. Wow, family. Padilla said Johnson has sought out professional medical help for stress. Two sources told me that he's been in the hospital for these panic attacks. This is a quote. He is stressed out, Padilla said. This is a big, big job for him. He's not ready for that. He's not a leader. I'm sorry. This immigration issue is not helping him at all. Family, the article goes on, but that is the meat of it. Now, let me tell you something. The question becomes this. There is no way in the world that it would make sense for somebody to be stressed out because they are doing what the majority of their constituency, those who put them in power, those who voted for them, told them to do. Oftentimes we become stressed, and I'm talking about in general, when we are pit between two choices and we feel like that our back is up against the wall. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say there's a hidden hand that many of us know that has been involved in this immigration issue. The fight that Brandon Johnson is having, as well as others, is the invisible hand of people that's controlling him, people that did not vote for him. Talk back to me, somebody. There are others. There are many. Some of y'all call them deep state. Some of you all call them by other names and globalists and all this other neocons and all kinds of other names that have to do with those that have disproportionate influence and power over the masses. Whatever name you want to call them. This is the only real reason that would make sense that somebody is that stressed out, in my opinion, is because you're warring between those that's controlling you behind the scenes and the massive public resistance that he's gotten from the Black constituents in Chicago that's been holding him accountable and that has not been able to let him up at any turn. They have been successfully suing him, successfully obstructing opportunities for him to turn certain parks and buildings into housing and refuge for those that violated the law to get here. While you step over Black homeless veterans and Black homeless families in general. While you put them up in expensive hotels and other forms of housing, getting them off the street in the cold weather, we're seeing footage left and right of Black folks in 15-degree weather sitting on trains. So, Mr. Brandon Johnson, why are you stressed out? Are you stressed out because Vicki Dillard suggested, when the report came out, when you admitted that some of the migrants are coming over with illnesses and sickness and infirmities, you said that you were trying to cover your tracks when this 5-year-old migrant child passed away. You slipped up and admitted that they're coming over here with sicknesses and stuff. Then I said, okay, should he in the city be sued? Because when did they know about it? Then shortly after that, we found out a report came out leaking emails and stuff about unsanitary conditions in some of these migrant places, and that some of you all knew or likely knew, allegedly, that certain things were going on that would likely be contributed to the proliferation of illnesses. Why are you stressed out, sir? Is it because those politicians that are within proximity to you that haven't sold out are coming out saying that if migrants are being welcomed, y'all, one of your state congressmen there said that the migrants, that your city is a welcoming city. And he said that the migrants ought to be welcome to the health department. I didn't say it, he said it. God, today. Are you feeling pressure from all of these different directions? So if you didn't have these invisible masters, see, this is what you politicians need to understand. See, when you are not tethered to these unseeming forces, these pernicious forces, I should say, you wouldn't have that crazy fight to worry about as much. Now, you would shake some stuff up. I'm not saying it would be easy. But I would imagine, whatever the reason why you're stressed out, this migration issue certainly can't be of help. And I'm wondering, do you know you busted? God, today. We see what happened to the mayor out there in New York the moment he put his foot down and started calling out the Democrats for not providing resources for all of these illegal migrants that's coming into New York. All of a sudden, the authoritarian Democrat regime, DOJ department, started to investigate his people. He was on the plane, headed somewhere. He turned around and went back. He's notoriously been meeting with the Biden administration, Eric Adams out there in New York, the mayor, to put pressure on Joe Biden them to help them out with these migrants and stuff. And the more that he becomes public about the issues that they're having there, the more it seems like the powers that shouldn't be seemingly seems to be doing all kind of pernicious stuff to shut them down, to let them know you better get with the Democrat program of putting them first, and don't you complain about it. So none of us are sitting here, we wish you well, Mr. Brandon. We're not saying anything crazy about your health and stuff, but sir, your allegiance has to be to, first and foremost, your Black constituents and your Chicagos in general that voted for you, of course, but especially those that are responsible for coming out there, those that you're supposed to speak for. That's who you ought to be concerned about. Just do what they tell you to do. It should be that simple. If you get some pushback, oh, well, you get pushed back. But the proof that something else is going on is the fact, sir, that you're having a difficult time doing what they ask you to do. And the fact that you're doing all of these political acrobats and aerobics lets us know that there's something else that's going on. There's another hidden hand at work. Tim, I can't wait to hear what you have to say about it, but I certainly wanted to report that because I believe that is very, very, very interesting, the timing of this news. My name is Vicki Dillard, beloved. Be sure to check out my website at VickiPlanet.com. Join my email list to find out all the wonderful things I have going on there. That's VICKIPlanet.com. And of course, share the broadcast here from African Diaspora News. I can't wait to see you again.